All right, today we are going to be making a new video to show us how the Canvas app works. By now, we already know what a model-driven app looks like, and we just want to look at the counterparts of the model-driven app if we want to look at it that way. The Canvas app is a Microsoft application. It's a way to build an application that is robust, that can easily be, transferred or used on a mobile device or across several um, applications. While the model-driven app is more a web-based application. Not to say that you can't use it on a mobile device, but the Canvas app is more suited for that purpose. Uh, so yeah, today we are going to be looking at Canvas app and how to integrate Canvas app with Dynamics 365 CRM Dataverse, so we could link them. It's more like you can call it an integration, basically. So from our previous video, we looked at how to create a model-driven app, create a table, columns and all of those things. Today we'll be looking at the creation of a Canvas app. So the first thing we will do, we'll go into our application, the solution basically. So you can see the model-driven app right here. So now we will just create an app called a Canvas app. And we can give it a name, say patient application. Just give it like that. We can say we want to use it on the phone to be fair. Then we'll just create that. Okay, so we have been taken to the studio where we could build our application. So this is going to be a very simple video for beginners in case you haven't built one before. So just going to be doing it like a dummy, so you can have the look and feel of how this can be created, from scratch. So here you have the screen where you would be um, making your that you could be imputing your components basically. So we have the data section called the model view, so this is a tree view that shows you all everything you want to be doing, all the components here. You have the data that shows you the data you want to be connected and the variables and things like that. So we could just go ahead and add our data now if we wanted to. What was the table we created? It was called patient. So we're just going to bring that in here. So we have our data available for our Canvas app. So yeah, our data is now there. Uh, First thing we want to do is to add an item from the insert pan. You could do it from here, you can do it from here. I will want to add a container. Just add a container in here. And then yeah, probably just want to drag that in container. There's a modern way of doing these things, but yeah, let's just do it from scratch. Uh, let's see how this looks. So we have our container there. Let's go back to our tree view. So we have our container. We could rename this, just call this the main screen to fair. Then you can call this anything you want to prefer, anything you want. Call this the main container in here. So we have our first component on the top of the screen. So what we would like to do now is probably start adding a gallery to be fair, or we could add like a label. So we could insert here a test label. Um, so this is a label. So we want to give the text community name and say, yeah, could leave that for now. We'll come back to that. But we could give it, you can change the color. There are better ways of doing it, but we're just doing it from scratch now, just to see. We could just give that label. Um, yeah, something like this could make sense. So we have that. We could just put a little bit border in there, something to show that the app is there. Mm, I'm just trying to make room for that. Uh, yeah, pretty good this way. So now the next thing we want to add in here could be like a gallery. We want to add a gallery in here, so we could just go to add a gallery. You can add the vertical galleries of we have a gallery and we just want to connect that to our data source. What we can do from here, okay. So this is our data source. We could change the gallery how it looks. So currently it's showing image title and subtitle. We could just change that to these to be fair. That's something different. Now we have that. We might as well just go in here and do some some tweaking. Uh, Probably want to change this to just the title and the subtitle. Then we want to probably just make the separator have a border like one, so we could have that in there. Uh, the color we probably want to see change that to tick, you know, tick lines. Then yeah, so yeah, I'm just doing some tweaking in there. Um, Probably add a border here just to see. Then we could just drag this here just to make it look matured and cleaner. So we have these already. We could just increase this, but let's see what it looks like. So we have the feeds here, the first name and the first name. No, we want to change this to probably the last name. So that changes that. Yeah, So we have that information in our app. Then we probably need to change the width and how it appears. Um, Good way to do this would be you could just click within and just change that to just to see, make it look bolder and more appear better first. Then we could the label itself. We could just do the label to say uh, everybody's a patient, so we can say um, we could just make this look more cleaner by putting this as probably music. Yeah, we could have that as over. Uh, Combining that, we could have that however we want it. A lot of things you could do just to make it look, you know, matured, cleaner. Um, Now that we have this, the next thing we would want to do is to add the problem on the screen. Start from there. So we can add screen two. Okay, it's taking time to come up. We could add a blank screen and we can call this okay, screen. Okay, so in the detail screen, what we want to have here, the details of the form, basically. Uh, what we want to see. So we could add a form on this directly on this. So before we do that, we could probably add a container. Let's add a container here as well, just to make it consistent. Yeah, just let's not do something too fast. Let's just make show you how it works. Don't want to start doing a lot of logic in there at the moment. So we have the container. So we want to add. We could just rename this to say uh, details container. And here we want to insert the form, the edit form, and you want to point that to the data source that you already have in here. Okay, dokie. So you have your uh, so let's figure this out. So we have this information. Okay, so it's seems like it's too much. Let's take this. Okay. Just trying to fit this in. Let's go to the form itself. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just drag that and remove some fields just to make it look cleaner. Then we could, where's this? We could add another container. So this is the container for this is the container for the entire screen, and the form is here. Uh, yeah, we could just add a button, insert button. Probably we could, yeah, could just put one button here. We could insert another button. So we could just bring that here. So this button, we could rename this to say this is cancel, and this button, so the test label we can just call it cancel. Oh, but it's save. We can call this. Come on, what's going on? Uh, save button. We can call this the cancel button. Okay, so this is the cancel button, and this is the save button. So the idea here is that with this button, we could save our form, and with this can we could cancel the form. All right. So what's the first thing to do here? Um, on the form itself, we could set the item. So if we go to the form itself, we could set the item property. Uh, just see what is there. So we could just call this gallery one dot selected. So the idea here is that whatsoever is selected in gallery one should automatically populate here on the form. So that's for that. And the next thing we want to do um, is probably tell us for when we save the form. So we want to do like the save button. We want to set the unselect property of the save button. Um, so when the user clicks on the save, we want it to submit the form to prepare and submit the form. Um, what's the name of the form? Form one, right? Just put form one. We couldn't submit. What's the name? Form one. Yep, we want to submit that form. So that's what happens when you click on this. So we could probably make this smaller. Yep. So that's on the save button. So the cancel button. So we want two things to happen when you click on the cancel button. So we want the this to go back to the previous screen. So on select, we want to change that to back. Also, what we want to do is just in case you land on that page, you can just navigate. Want to navigate to the main screen. So take us to the main screen and just um yeah, probably just put it straight the screen transition. Probably fade, or cover whatever you want to do. So yeah, that's what we want to happen with the cancel button. So we do have this at the moment. So if we go back to the main screen, um, the label, probably want to increase the font size from 21 to like 30. Let's see. Yeah, looks good. And what else? Mm, yeah, 30 looks good. However, we might want to take this to like 27, just so we can put something in there that we could use, like a button, that we could use for whatever we want to do. So yeah, this is a really cool. Our app is coming up already. Uh, so we could add an icon here. Um, a plus icon. Just put it here. Change the color of the. Um, so let's say, yeah, on select, you can just set the select property of this icon to basically create a new form for us. Uh, give us a new form. So when you click on it, give us a new form. Take us to form one. So create a new form one for us. And yeah, we want to also navigate. So if you create a new form one, then navigate us to the the edit screen of that form. Oh, yeah. So what's the name of the screen? Detail screen. Form one, and give us the screen transition to be cover. Yeah. Okay. So I think we're pretty much good. So we could just select the gallery. What do we want the gallery to do? So it's pointing to the patients. Um, we probably want the gallery on select property. So basically, when the gallery is selected, do the same thing we did for the button. We want it to go to the take us to the edit form of form one, and we want it to navigate us to uh, the detail screen. Yeah, the detail screen, and give us the screen transaction. No, probably don't want any in there. Take that away. So that's pretty much it from the look of things. Hmm. I'm only worried about. So probably want to make the chevron bigger. Uh, Color the chevron to be probably darker, you know, just to make it look better. And change the font size to 620. Let's see what. Yeah, looks good. Probably wasn't now. Um, what else? What else do we need to do? Let's just click on the. This might look a little bit smaller. The label. Hmm. Font size. It's a little bit smaller. Just looking at that. Uh, but at least you get the gist here. Let's give it a try. Let's give our app a try and see how it looks. So we want to play it. So when you click on this, okay. So it's when you hover around it, it just makes it darker. So this takes us here to this form. Uh, so it's not rest. So you can see two issues here. One, so when we select the item, it's not going to the next screen. That's one issue. Ideally, when you select it, it should navigate you to the details screen and open up the form. The second thing is when we click on the new, it brings us here. So you can, for example, I can put something in here and say, Charles, let's see if this one works. Charles, oh no. So yeah, date of birth, fine. We could change this back to date only. Uh, Allergic, no. Status, yeah, active. City, London, country, UK. And if you click on save, so there's another error here. All of this, we need to fix it. So the column state code is generated by the server and can't be specified. Okay, that's fine. So we need to take that out because that's the status of the record itself. Okay, so now let's fix that. Anyways, two things that were not working. When we clicked on the plus button, it wasn't. So when we clicked on the gallery, it wasn't giving us. So yeah, here you can see that there's a, what does this say? Unexpected characters. The formula of this comma reappearance. So there's some extra here that looks good. Uh, yeah, not sure what else we can do in there. Let's play this again and just see. So if I click on this, so it gives us this. So if I go back, so if I click on chart, it gives us look chart. So the last name is coming before the first name. So let's think we should edit that. So we can go to the form itself. Hmm, Property window. Nope, that's not where we should go to. It's the gallery. We want to go to the gallery. Want to go to fields. Okay. All this is item dot first name. You can call this item dot last name. Just that's several ways you could do this. Yep, just to tweak that around. So if I play this now, if I click on blessing, so it comes out blessing, the date of birth and all. Uh, Click on Paul, it comes here. And then if I click on the plus icon, it gives us a new one. So I could, yeah, give it my name. Yeah, date of birth, can just, I mean, you get the gist. Yeah, to return, let's put it like that way. Just selected, but anyway. Ooh, all right. Let's do this again. Uh, City, London, country, UK. Let's, yeah, covers up, save it, takes me back here. So it created a duplicate record. Anyways, so if you go in here and refresh this, you can see my records are created, but this time it's duplicated. Uh, yeah, you can delete it from here. We could also go in here and add a delete icon next to it so that when you click on delete that icon, it just deletes the record. Or we could just do it in a way that we can put the icon somewhere top, just delete that. But you get the idea of how the Canvas app works now. You can create a record directly from here. Um, to just add one more, then you could just yeah, 20 September 14th. You can just save it. So yeah, basically this is how the Canvas app works, and hope you love it, and hope you can build on that.